Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of On the Paint Table. It's my weekly show where you see what I got done, what I'm working on, and what is coming up. So this week, I finished up some stuff for Elder Scrolls Call to Arms, some more stuff for Infinity Code 1 for my O12, and the last model for the solo Warhammer Age of Sigmar projects, a Dankhold Trogg boss. All of which were super fun to paint for different reasons, and yeah, got to record a whole bunch of games too. So we will take a look at what got done. I'm also going to be working on some new stuff going forward. I got a box of Primaris Intercessors to paint up, mostly because I'm excited about the new 40k starter set, and I really want to dial in how I did my Ultramarines for my Space Marine Heroes box. I hadn't painted them in a long time, and so I can't exactly remember the colors. I figure if I do a test box now, when I get the starter set, I won't be struggling to figure out how I'll do it, and I'll be able to bang it together quickly and record some games. I got a cool care package of upcoming stuff from Privateer Press this week too, including some stuff from Monster Apocalypse with Megaton Mashup and the Smashville expansions, and some stuff for Warcaster, which I'm really excited to give a try too. There's enough stuff here I think to actually play a game, so you'll hopefully be able to see a beta test let's play of Warcaster coming up soon on the channel. So let's take a look at what got done and what is coming up. So here's the first painted pile of what I got done. I finished off all of my Imperial Legion starters. So we've got the man, the legend, that is, oh geez, what's his name? Hadvar, the hero of Helgen in his Imperial heavy armor, which has got kind of cool leather skirt, and then some big, strong steel sort of shield and stuff. And then 3 Imperial soldiers. And I've got them all numbered because I'm using them as adversaries right now in the campaign. And I've got Thrice Pierced. His name's Thrice Pierced. I call him Thrice Pierced in all the videos because his name is unpronounceable to me. And one of the Stormcloak Swordsmen, because I'm just using them as my heroes right now. So it's the Stormcloaks versus the Imperials, as the Imperial Fire Mage is the only one to make it out of the Bleak Falls Barrow Delve. And it was fun to kind of have the Stormcloaks go looking for some payback as the Dragonborn was ignored, as to what happened to the stuff that was found in Bleak Falls Barrows. So it's my little narrative. You see it coming up, I think, actually starting this week. Jumping through and doing a couple more games of the current Wave 1 starter stuff, which will leave me waiting for Wave 2. I'm excited to see what happens. And then it'll let me jump back into Perilous Dark as far as some solo stuff, and then hopefully getting on to Oathmark with Owen, which will be exciting in July and August. And then I painted this big Mamma Jam, and I'm so excited about him because he can be an ally for my ogres. And I've always wanted to paint this model. I did him primarily with contrast paint, so he's got some Space Wolves Gray there on his body, some Basilicanum Gray for the club. I think that's whatever the turquoise is for the bug. And then some watered down, I think, Gorgonta fur on his barnacles. The nose and the fleshy bits, they were washed down with some of the I think Dark Oath flesh afterwards, and just everything was highlighted and given some details and stuff to make them all sort of stand out and pop. I really enjoyed painting this guy. He was super relaxing to paint. It's funny, GW models are so big and chunky, especially these Dankholds, and I'm hoping those cool new Gargants and stuff too when they come out. And he's an ally, and he's also the big final character in the hunt for the the Troggs Slayers sort of trilogy of solo AOS games, which I'm rounding off today, and which you'll see starting next week actually. And I used Owen's Troggs for most of the filming, but then I just wanted really an excuse to paint this guy. And now that I've painted him, I might do a Troggoth army. I don't know. Owen plays Gits, but he doesn't play Troggs, and I'm like, well, they're allies for my ogres. Maybe I could just paint them, and that would give me some allies for my ogres too, because I could do 400 points allies, which is it's not quite, unfortunately, a Trogg boss and a unit of Troggs, but you could definitely do a Troggoth, just a regular Troggoth and a unit of Troggs to have as an allied unit. And I'd probably do the new Stone Trolls because they're so cool, the Raka Troggoths, to go along with another one of these guys. And I mean, if it turns into an army, maybe it does. That's the great thing about Age of Sigmar. Make some allies and then turn them into an army eventually. So yeah, he was super fun. You can build this kit a bunch of different ways. And I was surprised, actually. I thought he was going to be way more expensive than he was. I think he was $65 Canadian, which I was a bit shocked by for how big he is. So I'm pretty happy with him. And then I finished up all my O12 that are available in Code 1. So my last 2 Kappas, Kappa Donna here, and then I don't know, the Kappa not Donna. There's no other Kappa in the Wu-Tang Clan, so I don't know who this guy is. Kappa Ron. Maybe. He looks like a Ron with his flat top haircut. And then my Delta Hacker. And that's the other stuff that's like the Team Serious and stuff like that that's available is available in Big Infinity and not in Code 1. So I'm gonna hold off until N4 comes out to finish that stuff. I'm just focusing on the stuff I can play Code 1 with, because like I'm excited for N4 and I'm excited to play Code 1 and kind of get ready for N4, and so that's kind of where my focus is right now. I'll probably switch back to my Winter 4 and start painting up the support pack from that next, and that new cool ninja and stuff too, because he can jump into my white banner. So pretty jazzed about these. I use the same, if you don't remember my methodology for DO12 from the last one, it is Achelian blue, I think it is, or Leviathan blue contrast paint, and then the turquoise contrast paint for all the like glowy clothing, and then black Templar for the weapons and the undersuits. I used, I think, Dark Oak Flesh for the flesh, and then Space Wolf's Gray for the hair, and then this is scale 75 Viking gold for all the golds, highlighted with like old GW burnished gold, and washed with some Agrex gloss. And then this has all been finished with that great, it's been chip proofed basically with that great clear flat from Rust-Oleum, which has really changed my Infinity miniature game as far as contrast paints go, because the contrast primer is actually pretty thin. It's meant for plastic models. It doesn't do great on metal, but once I covered that Rust-Oleum stuff, it does not wear. The blue highlights are done with old ultramarine blue and a little bit ice blue, and then yeah, it was burnished gold, I think, for the golds, and then some mixed white in with whatever Old Hawk turquoise is. I didn't bother highlighting the black because it's basically done when you use the Black Templar on Infinity minis. And the base is run with Astro Granite, washed with a little bit of brown, just to give it that kind of like shadow between the legs, and then dry brushed with, I think, medium gray and then all fawn gray. I don't remember what. So it's really hard to hold 30 years of paint names in your head. Like, let me tell you, if like people ask me about how I remember so many game rules, I think I do it by deleting paint names, because like I'll remember them as I'm sitting there painting, and then I'll just default back to whatever the paint was called in like 1989 or 1990. I think that must be it. If that was the answer as to how I remember game rules, it's because I delete everything else. I delete all of the names for paints. Here's this week's upcoming pile, just to give some highlights. There's a pile of stuff at home too I'm working on, because like I don't want to pack everything up and bring it here. Like I have like a little foam carrying case of like half painted miniatures that are all the things that I kind of pick and choose for my projects each week, but I don't want to bring it back and forth. So these guys were sitting in there last week when you didn't see them on the paint table. And these guys were sitting on frames actually last week in that same box in that same area. So this is the stuff that came in this week for me to check out, and I'm pretty excited about. So my primary intercessors, this was a box. Actually, this didn't come in this week. This was sitting in a shelf for a while. I think I was going to paint them as Space Wolves and then just didn't. And now I'm kind of jazzed to do my Space Marine Heroes color scheme in these guys, because it uses that awesome Green Stuff World Cobalt Blue, which you guys seem to really like, and is super quick and easy to do. It's the Cobalt, it's basically you undercoat them in gloss black and the Cobalt Blue over top, and then I just pick out details, and it's wicked fast, really easy to do, and it has that awesome kind of Horus Heresy look to them, which I love. I'm going to get these guys together and hopefully just get them tested, because that would be my second troop choice for doing a game with that starter set when it comes out, the new 40k starter set. And I figure, I mean, assuming those assault intercessors are troops, which I don't see why they wouldn't be, because they're intercessors and like they don't move fast, so why not just have them be an option for intercessors? But yeah, I'll get these guys done, and that'll give me some stuff to work on 40k wise, which hopefully we'll be able to film going forward, because July and August things are reopening around here in Ontario, and we'll get some masks and gloves and start filming some games. And then for Riot Quest, I'm really excited about this. This is the 4 Horsey Men of the Apocalypse, which is 4 gremlins with like little hobby horses, and they're all like famine, pestilence, war. It's so cool. It's a really cool hero expansion for Riot Quest, and I'm jazzed to paint it up. It's just a neat mini. And then these guys, I had not heard anything about this, and I'm gonna be excited to play this with Epic Deck Mike when it comes in. A little campaign. This is actually gonna be fun for us to run, I think. The Smashville campaign is basically a narrative campaign for Monster Apocalypse, which I think is a super cool idea. You kind of like take your own city and then build it, and these are all the resources you can build onto it and stuff. There's a campaign book in here, and then Galaximus is like a boss level character, so you have to team up to fight him, and it's a cool like cooperative expansion for Monster Apocalypse, which I think is pretty rad. And the info I got too is that even though it's collaborative, you could play it probably solo just by taking control of both forces. So this is like a super duper villain that everyone teams up to fight. So that was really neat. And this came in today, which is the Alliance and March Your World starter sets for Warcaster, and then even a sample of one of the new cards too. This Coalition Weaver. And it all looks pretty familiar. I looked through the beta rules, and you can look here. The stat lines are fairly similar, but you might notice the numbers are really low. It uses the strike dice from RideQuest and from Monster Apocalypse. So your speed's in inches, much like an old War Machine, but your mat is the number of your strike dice or your action dice that you roll, and then you can get boost dice and stuff for like charging. And the same with your defense, that's your opposed roll. So it uses an opposed roll system for hitting people with shooting and melee. And then your armor is the number of dice that you roll to try and block damage, and like your power on your weapon is the number of dice that you roll to try and inflict damage. So I'm excited about this. It makes the numbers a little bit flatter, and the differential is a little bit different, and it's a little less mathy because you're not using a bell curve 2d6 roll, which I think is neat. And it looks pretty like easy to follow so far. You know what I mean? It's got a good mashup of like the core mechanics from things like RideQuest and Monpoc, but then a lot of familiar stuff from War Machine as well. So I'm pretty excited about it. And we have the Marcher Worlds and the Alliance starter set. So this is the Alliance starter set with a commander, a Firebrand, which is one of their light warjacks, and also some extra weapons for it to make it different classes. The Paladin Weaver, and some enforcers who are like your squaddies, which are pretty cool. And they're nice chunky sculpts. They got like a cool kind of like Destiny vibe to them, and I'm pretty jazzed to paint them up. And then the stuff for the Marcher Worlds has a real Dune vibe, which I really like. The Marcher Worlds have like kind of capes and cloaks. And I do have a Marcher World mini already. I think I have a Weaver. Yeah, I have this mini already actually put together. And I have another one of these, the Dusk Wolves, with its cool like gun selection and stuff. And then I have a Hunter and the Rangers. So the Rangers are like the troops, the squaddies. Again, they're all like dust cloaks and stuff. And the Hunter. And I'm actually really jazzed to make these up because, like I said, there's kind of a cool Destiny vibe to them. It's not a huge amount of models either to give the game a try. And we'll print off the beta rulebooks and throw down and see how it plays.
So we got another 10 models painted this week, including a big Mamma Jammin' Troggoth, which was a lot of fun. And that puts us at 344 to 886 I'm shooting for this year, which is not bad. I'm kind of clipping along. I think Oathmark's going to help a bit. As will probably the new 40 starter set, I imagine. Necron's paint up pretty fast. Yeah, so more of this next week. I'm not really sure what project's gonna work on next week. I really do want to kind of start painting that Warcaster stuff. So you might see that get done. It's not that many models. I could probably get it finished by next week. We could play some games. Maybe. We'll see. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next Saturday for more On the Paint Table. Check out Widgets and Wonders tomorrow. Until then, I'm Ash. Happy gaming. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to support the channel, of course, like and subscribe and hit the little bell below so you get notifications when I post future content. I do post stuff 7 days a week. If you want to support the channel further, you can, of course, buy a t-shirt through Spreadshirts, buy a measuring gauge or objective markers from Death Ray Designs, or, of course, most importantly, there is Patreon. Patreon is what makes all this possible, keeps the lights on, pays for the studio costs, pays for the equipment, model costs, and everything else, and most importantly, puts food in my kids' bellies and a roof over their heads. Big thanks to everyone, past, future, who supported me. I do this stuff because of you guys, and of course, I will continue doing it as long as I can.